everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ticket Stubs and Popcorn. I am one of your hosts, Frank.
I guess I'm the other one, Peter.
He's the other one, Peter. How's it going today, Peter?
Good, very
Having
good.
a good day? Here
So far, so good.
Southern California.
Yeah.
Good. All right, good. Hey, so today we're going to be talking about Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Liam
Very
Neeson.
good.
Yeah,
Very
he's
good.
a good one.
He is.
Gotta love him.
Very good.
So we're going to talk about Liam Neeson
Okay.
because why not?
Why not?
We just that we called an audible.
Yeah, we
last time
yeah.
because Corky can't get his
The
shit
bucket
together.
wasn't in reach.
Yeah,
there.
so Corky's fired.
Yes.
So if
It's
you're looking
been
to
long
hire,
overdue, long overdue.
if you're looking to hire a generally inept, although house trained intern,
Yes.
he's your man because otherwise, really, I think as he was walking out of here, looking down at his feet, he mumbled something about, "I wonder what my feet are worth on OnlyFans." So.
Wow.
So save him the indignity, save the OnlyFans
That is
community
just
the
nasty.
indignity of Corky's feet, and let us know if you got something for the boy to do. So,
I'm just going to ask a question now so we can start
yeah, let's
talking
just do
about
that. Talk about
It is-
Corky. All right. So, what do you
All
got?
right.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I got a question. We'll save it for later, like we always do. Is there a sequel
Yes.
out there that
yes.
is better, that you like better than the original?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's there's probably a few. Yeah, probably a few. All right. Yeah. Cool. All right,
Okay.
Cool.
We'll save that.
All right. Cool. I'm going to talk about Liam Neeson.
No, please do.
I am going to start with the quintessential Liam Neeson movie
Mhm.
that a lot of people really can't stand. But I'm going to say Love Actually.
Okay,
I love him in that.
I don't know why people wouldn't like that.
People, I don't think that it's his performance that people wouldn't like. I just think it's the movie in general. Sometimes people don't like because they think that there's too much going on
Yeah.
and that there's too many characters and that it's
way up on your
schmaltzy or
list, I
something
know.
like that.
That's
I
good.
love that.
That's
movie.
good.
I love that.
holds
movie.
up. It's a nice
Oh, most
holiday
definitely.
movie, but it's also
Yeah.
not even it happens to take place. But you can watch that anytime.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's great. I love how he's usually a, sort of an action kind of badass tough guy. But in this, he's just a dad. He's just a guy who lost his wife.
Yeah.
And now he's dealing with his own,
Yeah.
trauma and his own gloom and his own mourning.
Yeah.
And, but his son also is going
Yeah.
through that too. So now
And
he has
he's trying to adapt.
he's trying to,
with that
work with
situation.
the son.
Yeah.
And one of the best scenes in that movie with him and the boy is when he encourages the boy to run through the airport.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just evade security and just go. And that's such a great moment. Like, go get the girl, just go do it because you got to do
You
it
may
for
never
love.
get another chance.
And
You
it's
do it right now.
beautiful.
Time
It's
is right. Yeah.
It's a great way to take a romantic comedy trope and turn it around a little bit. It's this little kid who goes, and I think that's fantastic. And there's that scene where the boy is just confessing that he's in love.
Exactly.
He's just like,
right. He's
I'm in love. He goes,
There's
well,
like a heart to heart.
you're just little, you're too young for that. The kid's just like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and the kid, he's going to get the girl because he's going to learn to play the drums. And he's just plays this super supportive dad, just enduring the
exactly.
constant,
Yeah.
bad job this kid does playing the drums at first. But I just like seeing, it's just a great supportive dad role for him.
It is.
I just think it's a very soft role for him. And I really love it.
It's a great, when you say, though, it's a good example of being a supportive parent. And a lot of times, maybe 20 years earlier, we were used to seeing, or even earlier than that, we used to seeing a lot of movies maybe where the parents weren't so supportive.
Yeah,
you know what I
they're
mean?
just sort
And
of
it's kind of
gruff
nice.
and,
You go, yeah, go
Kids
with
were
this.
tolerated. And
Yeah.
I really, really enjoy that one. My next one is going to be Schindler's List.
Mm-hmm.
Because that movie wrecked me in 1,000 different ways when it came out. And so I would, his performance in that, I think is all-time best performance ever.
Mm.
It's heart-wrenching, and knowing that it's a true story, and it just kills me every time. I have not seen that movie in a couple of years, but because it's a tough movie.
It is.
It is.
It's not like something you go, I'm going to revisit this every year.
No,
It'll rip you up.
My God, yeah.
Yeah.
It just destroys. But his performance at the end,
Yes.
when he's like, "Oh, this ring, how many more people?"
Isn't
when
that so?
Yeah.
You really feel
When
the
he
emotion
really
of
looks
his
at-
emotion.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's just like equating things to the
represents
lives of
to a
actual
person,
people.
yeah.
It just sort of highlights just how fucked up the whole Holocaust situation was, and how one person's trying to do something to help people.
Yeah.
It was just,
Oh,
and
I
just
agree.
and then realizing that he can't help everybody.
It's
just,
right.
and he ruins him. It's such a fantastic performance. It's so good.
Like
it's
the
really
best
real.
that he can do, the most that he can do is still not going to be enough.
Yeah,
because of it involves a human life,
and he
human
doesn't
lives, and
and he doesn't start off like
No,
altruistic
no,
either.
he
And that's
doesn't.
what's so great about it is that there
Exactly.
is an arc that
exactly.
he's just like he's going
It
to
seems
exploit
like
the
this
situation.
is a possibility.
Yeah.
This is a
He
normal.
didn't go into this going,
I'm going to help people.
He's thinking, oh, I'm
Yeah.
just going to get some cheap labor and all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So unbelievable performance there. That just kills me. And then my next is one that I would have actually liked to see more of, and that's in Phantom Menace as Qui-Gon Jinn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that in this new Kenobi series that's coming up, that we get a little bit of that, communing through the Force with the dead. That Obi-Wan is, that Yoda is going to, train Obi-Wan to do, so that he can talk to Qui-Gon. Because Qui-Gon is really an interesting character. He was sort of a rogue Jedi to begin with, and he's just, he wasn't a total rule follower at the time.
No.
So I thought he was really, really good in that, and that's a character that I would have loved to see more of.
Yes.
And it's really interesting because you got so much more of so many characters through the animation and some of these other offshoots and stuff. That I'm really hoping that in Kenobi we get to see more. You hear rumors that Liam Neeson, you might hear him and you hear his voice every now and again in some of the sequels. But I really like him. He's got that sort of that gravitas.
Yes.
And I think he's a little misguided trying to train Anakin on his own.
As a lot of
Yeah.
Jedi masters
Well, that's
have
the
been.
thing. It seems that the Jedi masters don't. They've got a lot of, for all the stringent rules that they're supposed to have. They really do seem to tolerate a lot of.
It's
bullshit.
not shenanigans. It's BS. You got it.
So, so Qui-Gon Jinn, I really enjoy that performance, and I enjoy it more as time has gone on, and as the Star Wars universe has been given not just like bread, but so much more depth to it. So and so it gives you hope that you're going to see more of these characters that we only got a taste of.
We agree on two of those movies. And let me. I'm just going to jump in with.
No. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
I'm going to jump in with one of my picks, which is Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon Jinn. We talk not on camera. Well, we do talk a lot on camera about Star Wars, but off camera we talk a lot about Star Wars. And I'm going to say this: I don't think we've ever really discussed this character before. No, we hardly do. And you know something? I feel exactly the same way. He's gotten a little better over time. You appreciate it more. And it's the exact same thing. I'm dying to see, I'm hoping to see something about him and his character in the new Obi-Wan series.
Yeah.
I really I'm just dying to see the series anyway, but I'm hoping that it could maybe kind of go a little bit that way, because after the movie and when you start to get into things like the animated series, he's still a character that's not touched upon.
Yeah, you don't really
and
you don't get much. You get some voicing here and there,
and he's a rogue. in the thing, but he's still, Jedi. And I mean, how many times can you like be mad at Yoda and just like tell him, no, I'm doing this anyway. You know what I mean?
Yoda, I have to tell you, like,
and you're just like, whoa.
Yoda gives us one of the best lines in the entire movie. Do or do not, there is no try. Like, that's one of the best. I mean, that's
in the original.
That could guide your life.
I'm not the original, but in Empire.
But yeah. So, but otherwise, when you really look at the way Yoda and Mace Windu, ran this operation, they were not great managers of their staff.
No. And it's almost like they give everybody too much free reign, even knowing that I think that's too much free reign. We're like, why aren't they doing everything we're telling them to do?
Yeah,
exactly. They don't call them on anybody. They don't call anybody on it.
Especially, I know it scares me when you see what Luke is doing with Grogu.
Sure.
That's just like, wait a minute, it
the
can't
same
be
thing.
Either or. He's falling into that same trap.
Exactly.
So it's
I picked his performance as Qui-Gon in Phantom Menace, and it is it's a smaller role in a certain sense for the actor Liam Neeson. And as the universe does expand within the Star Wars, his role almost becomes smaller, but you want more of it because of it now. You're like, I wanted to see a little more. I want to see something else with this.
Well, when Qui-Gon dies, and then
and
he puts the burden on Obi-Wan to train the boy.
You got it.
And Obi-Wan is still he's still young.
Yeah.
He's still got his little Padawan ponytail
thing going. Yeah.
So to burden him with that, right, wrong, or otherwise. I mean, that was just like, you don't do that. It's just like, oh, train the boy, you who's barely trained.
That's right. I'm still having trouble with you training.
Yeah. So which just makes Obi-Wan. I have always, for a long time, I thought Obi-Wan was just like such an ass. When he got older, it's just like, well, what I told Luke was true from a certain point of view. Oh, fuck you, old man.
I gotta tell you, the one character that I have grown to love and appreciate more over every single episode, and whether it's the pre trilogy or whether it's any on the TV and the animation, it's Obi-Wan. That character, I really got to appreciate. You get to know, you really feel what he's thinking and feeling and what the heck he's gone through.
Yeah, I think the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of the characters that has benefited the most from like the animated stuff and some of the expanded things. So I realize that they've got a great opportunity with this new series coming out.
So I'm sorry.
All right, you're next. Liam Neeson.
I've gone on
no,
long
that's
enough
fine.
with him. Another pick we overlap on Schindler's List would be the other one. I don't know how much more I can say. What was incredible is that it is based on a true story. So when you see stuff, you're like, oh my God, this yes, it definitely happened. Yes, we read about it and we know it. But when you're seeing stuff, sometimes you're like, oh my God, it's crazy. I think the best thing about this movie was that after it came out, it gave this little bit of a story within a much bigger picture. It brought that to light, specifically this story. And I think it just really, it doesn't just hit home, the Holocaust as a big thing. It just, these little stories going on, and each one is a life. And it's just, it was tremendous that was able to bring this out and make people aware of this, And so that was wonderful. And his performance is definitely at the forefront, just leading the way.
Yeah.
So we follow the emotions and stuff. So that was another one. My third one is actually a little before Schindler's List, is Husbands and Wives. It's a Woody Allen movie, and he doesn't fit in like the rest of them do. There's two married couples that are having problems, and they're going to be going through a breakup or not going through a breakup. That's also part of it. Liam Neeson is just a coworker at the office that the Judy Davis character, who's one of the troubled marriages, is taking a shine to in the office. So he kind of gets sucked in because now he's having feelings, and it's not a normal like Liam Neeson role early because he's got a certain stature physically, not just in the movies in general, but he's just got a certain stature, and it seems like he's kind of in control of what's going on. He's got a certain skill set, and all of a sudden he's in this one, and you can tell he's in a little over his head, like he's trying to please her, he's trying to do the right things on dates. He's a nice guy. He's a very nice person. He's got to deal with these other people who aren't so normal and maybe nice, and he kind of gets chewed up a little bit, and then he's like, and so that I always like that one.
Yeah.
So and it also kind of shows him a little more well-rounded as an actor, but I don't. That's could be a little hard to say that, but so we see a little more of him. So those are my three.
And we have to throw in an honorable mention for that little bit where he shows up in Ted 2.
Go ahead.
When he's in the supermarket and he's trying to buy Lucky Charms, and I'm gonna try like heck to remember to put a link to that little bit in the comment.
If you do that one,
really try to remember to do that.
If you do that one, he's also got a small bit part, and I can't remember what the series. The series didn't last long. It's a Ricky Gervais thing, but it really followed.
I think it's called
Warwick
Extras
Davis.
or something.
No.
Oh, not that one.
Another one where I want to say it could be Life's Too Short or something. Because it follows Warwick Davis, but he's playing a version of himself. And there's one episode with Liam Neeson, and it is priceless. We'll have to put that little
try
link
to find
in.
those links in there
And
too.
it's very funny.
All right,
very
cool.
good. Okay, sorry.
Right.
I asked a question.
No, you did. You asked a question about sequel better than the original.
First of all, is there one? And if there is one for you, what is it?
It's weird because first thing that comes to mind is Empire Strikes Back, but I don't know that it's better than Star Wars.
That's
what
the
I call Star
problem
Wars.
with the
Exactly, and because it does follow the story well, and it does continue the arc of these characters. So I don't think that it's necessarily better than Episode 4, but
you like it better.
But I like it. Better.
Yeah.
I thought I would say that Godfather Part 2. That one is. I'd say that one is better than the original. I think more stuff happens. You get a little bit. Especially a little bit before and after stuff. Whereas the first Godfather movie is. It's
straightforward.
Well, the thing is, it's very straightforward, and it is. I mean, because maybe this is the way it was intended. I read the novel, of course, years after the movie's made and stuff like that. And watching the movie is like reading a good novel. It's just like there's a lot there, and you're just sort of taking your time with it. And that's one of those like you settle in and you just sort of turn everything else off, and you just kind of watch that. But I think that there's more to get you like, okay, here we go in the second one. So I think that so I'm gonna say Godfather 2 would be one where I think the sequel is better.
I've got 3, and you picked 2 of them.
Yeah,
we've kind of had this discussion before.
So what's your third?
So I do think I enjoy Empire a little better than Star Wars. I do think a little bit. Godfather 2 is a little better than the original. The other one would be I enjoy it better, and I think it is a little better, is Road Warrior over Mad Max.
Okay.
So Mad Max is original,
Yeah.
and then the sequel is Road Warrior, where it really gets dystopian and just crazy, more so than even the first one.
Okay.
So I think that I do feel that one's a better movie.
All right.
But and of course the fact that the original Mad Max, even though they're Australian actors, including Mel Gibson, who speak English, they have to dub it.
Right.
Everybody gets dubbed because their English language is not exactly familiar to much of the other English language speaking world. Yeah. So that.
And I think that's the only kind of movie like Australian. I don't know. It's an indication in Australia that there's less trying to kill you than in like real Australia.
Oh, it's toned down just a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Reality. Oh, okay.
All right, let's do the bucket.
Oh, and we got the bucket back.
And we got the bucket back.
I think it was in his back seat of his
Cool.
mother's
Oh,
car.
this will be super fun. That'll be super fun. All right. Good stuff.
Yes.
Fun stuff, right?
Very
That'll be
good.
really
And
fun.
I'm glad that we're finally getting back to the bucket.
Right, back to the bucket. So, all right, folks. Hey, thanks for watching the show and listening to the podcast. All that really good stuff. Hope you're all doing well. And that's all I got. So,
Take care.
bye-bye.